In earlier sessions, we have seen interpersonal and influence skills, how it can be utilized, what is the importance of that, how you can inculcate both the interpersonal and influence skill, and how you are given some practical tips. And something on more, we're going to have the live session, that time we're going to understand. But very important is here, what is the creative change? So two things are involved in here. When you begin our session, I told you it is the creativity and bringing the change. So we are more concerned about creating the better change for our future generation to our students. So that is our focus, because you will be the contact point. You will be the contact point for all the students. It is not the psychological counselor, but you as a person going to see your student each and every day. So we're going to see what is the creative change and the road ahead. See, very important to understand what is the creativity and how you can brought in the creative change. It is not something very destructive change or something like that. So you have to bring in creative change. So two things are very important here. What is the creativity and change? Can you think both the things can go together? Yes, very much. Because creativity, you have to, and in creativity you are building something new, which is very unique, which is not there earlier, and through that you want to make some kind of change in your environment. It may be your educational environment, study environment, students environment, student thinking, and students, how the student can go ahead in his or her life is very important. So what is creativity? Creativity is the ability to generate. Very important. You have to generate something, create or discover new ideas. So you are discovering something, you are generating something, you are creating new ideas, solutions and possibilities. Why it is very important here? New ideas is always welcome. And you have to create and you have to discover, like you have seen, if you are discovering something new, but it should be very useful. The creative people often have deep knowledge about something. So they have some knowledge. It is not something from vacuum it will come. It is not come automatically from up. But the person is having knowledge about something. Work on it. So knowledge is there, working on it. Look at novel solutions. Seek out the advice and help of other experts and take risks. Yes. Creativity also involves taking the risks to bring on something new. If you feel and if you sit in your one of the corner and say, yes, I want to invent something new. And you sit there for 10 days, 20 days and people are looking for what is going to come with that. And finally you come with some kind of remote which is going to be operated by the TV. The TV is operating that remote. Remote is going to operate the TV. So that is not something novel, something new, because already it's there. So it should be very unique. It should be very useful to all the people. It is a novel solution. Like we are in pandemic, lot of scientists there try to work, try to have a lot of creativity and have some kind of vaccine. They are trying it for that. But what? On the basis of their knowledge, they are working on it. They are looking for some kind of novel solution, how it can be tackled. So it's very important. Creativity can be used in any kind of situation. It may be education, it may be the research, it may be the people management, it may be the social background, it may be the invention of new technology. So all things are very important. Creativity, the best definition, yes, being teachers, you may be feeling why I have not given any kind of definition. So yes, this is definition for you, and this is very latest definition for you. The best definition is the recently adopted from the 3 criteria that the US Patent Office uses to decide whether an invention can receive a patent protection. It is depend on your creativity. So first is originality, second one is usefulness, and third one is surprise. So apart from that, please remember what I am saying. Apart from that originality, usefulness and surprise, there should be some novelty should be there. There should be some uniqueness is there. When you are saying creativity, there always you say yes, something is very unique. But only originality is there, then purpose is not going to solve. You have to see how it can be useful. So usefulness is also one of the things, and it should be surprise. You're going to surprise the entire world. So you are going to see there's a lot of research is going on. What is the role of artificial intelligence in creativity? How the AI can going to help the human being to have a lot of creative solution for the day-to-day problem. And mostly you are now dealing with the Internet of Things, where the machines are going to speak with machines. They are giving orders. Through this creativity, you have seen a lot of things that are very helpful, like driverless car. So Google and some lot of other companies, they are working on how to work on the driverless car. So that is something very unique. That is something very surprising. But what is important? How it can be useful in all the criteria, in all the nations. So trial runs are going on. As well as you have seen the robotic operation, robotic some kind of surgery. So all things are possible through the only uniqueness and some kind of invention, and that is the usefulness. So always you are surprised with some kind of creativity, something new things will come before us, before the entire world. So in creativity, in the nutshell, three things are very important. First we need originality, usefulness, and surprise. Yes. What is originality? The idea must have a low probability. What is the probability? Those are the statistic teachers, or those are in mathematics, they are saying it is low probability. Or always when you are finding out some kind of research, you see what is the p value, how much significance level of that your t-test or your ANOVA. So the idea must have the low probability. Means what? Very few people are able to understand and work on this, and they can create something new. So idea should be low probability. So not all people can do that. Indeed, it often should be unique. Yes, it should be very unique. Mostly it should be unique. It is not always unique, but it is very unique. Like I am giving all the three examples I am giving for Albert Einstein, because all of you know and you heard a lot of times. I am getting very easy example for you. Albert Einstein's special theory of relativity certainly satisfies this criteria. No other scientist came up with the idea of relativity. Lot of people are sitting, lot of people are thinking, but this idea only come to the Albert Einstein, and that's why he is one of the world renowned scientists having the highest IQ on this earth. People used to say, no other scientist come up with the idea of relativity. So even you see a lot of things are there, but some person coming with some kind of unique kind of things. So we are seen, India is seen by the lot of uniqueness, and people can create something from the which not there earlier by using any kind of material. So that is we are calling the uniqueness, and as well as the very few people can work on that. And what is usefulness? The idea should be valuable or workable. It's very important. It should be valuable. See, today suppose the robotic technology or artificial intelligence are thinking about something. Like having a lot of, like a robot is taking the classes, or it may be the valuation is done only by the computers. So that is possible, that is valuable, but it's going to workable after some time. So usefulness should be there. When the technology is going to have the advance in their technology, it can be very much useful. When the Elon Musk started with the electric car, people were not able to understand how it can be used, but now you can see entire revolutions around the electric car. And through this creativity, through this usefulness, lot of things are going to absolute. There is no need of any kind of engine oil. There is no need of any kind of petrol or diesel or all things, clutch gear. A lot of things are not going to there in that new kind of invention. So it is usefulness going to determine the creativity. In the case of Einstein theory, yes, his relativity principle provided explanation for what otherwise would be inexplicable empirical results. So his relativity principles are giving a lot of new avenues for all the scientists. Those are working on the principles of relativity. So usefulness is always there. Otherwise, this idea cannot be accepted by the people. So your student should be also able to understand how the creativity can be used. Why I have chosen the creativity my topic here? Because you have to inculcate the creativity, you have to inculcate the curiosity among your students, and then you have to see how it can be utilized. Yes, the idea should be surprising or at least non-obvious. The idea should be it should be very surprising, something new, or at least non-obvious. It is not very obvious to everyone. Yes, this is there. So what is the uniqueness in that? What is the creativity? So uniqueness and creativity is something new which you create. A solution that is straightforward derivation from the acquired expertise cannot be considered surprising, even if it is very original. What is important? What is not original? A solution that is straightforward derivation from acquired expertise cannot be considered surprising, even if it is very original. Even the originality and surprising factor. Both things will not go together. It should be something unique, something very useful. Einstein's relativity theory was not a step-by-step deduction from classical physics. So Einstein's steps were not simple and step-to-step law and logical reasoning and taking the deduction, logical deduction and giving something classical by using the classical physics. But rather the theory was built upon the new foundation that challenged the very basis of traditional physics. So he challenged by his new theory, by his new understanding about universe, about the principle of relativity. So something new. It is not classical physics they are taken and on that basis they build something. So being a psychologist or being a teacher, you may always heard about the Freudian approach of the ego and superego. If you are trying to invent that, you are saying I am something new. That is not there. So something new, uniqueness should be come out with the your thought process, with your understanding, with your knowledge. So that is very important. So what I want to use emphasis here, when your students are there, so you have to inculcate the creativity among your students. You have to help them to understand how the things can be utilized, how things can be done, how the creativity, how they can tackle their solution, or how they can tackle their problems in a different manner. So same problem may be there, same kind of issues are there, but how you can think out of the box. So even you are thinking out of the box and bringing some kind of change, that is going to help the inculcate creativity. And being a teacher, being a first contact with the students, you can help them to develop the creativity by always uniqueness, usefulness, flexibility are all things are there, and even the surprise factor should be there. So how it can be utilized in your day-to-day practice. You have to help your student to understand different perspective, how things can be done, and always you have to encourage your student to see how it can be utilized in much better way.